What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning the Deontay Wilder fans. They are petitioning to have Mark Breland fired from the team of Deontay Wilder due to his performance on the 22nd of February last night. And these Wilder fans are furious. They are pissed. And of course, when things don't go as planned, people look for excuses on why and what happened. They have to point the finger. They have to wag the finger at somebody because everyone thought, or a lot of those fans of Wilder thought, that Wilder was going to come out there and hit this guy, and then like magical poof, he was going to get on the ground, fall on the ground, and stay on the ground. But unfortunately, that didn't happen, so they have to blame someone. And my counterpunch to these Wilder fans, I don't know what else would you like that fighter to do? Why would you want that trainer to do? Why would you want that trainer to put his fighter in jeopardy? He trains that fighter. He's a world champion. He's a golden Olympian. Mark Breland has more credibility than anyone in that corner, hands down. So to question that man's credibility and to question why he decided and his decision to throw the towel in on that fight is ludicrous. It's absolutely absurd because Mark Breland, and I seen that fight. I watched that fight. I commentate that fight live. Thank you for all the people that came to the chat, by the way. Counterpunch to you guys. And I seen in rounds 5 that Wilder was done. Wilder was holding on the ropes. Wilder was in the corner with both hands on the ropes. Didn't want to come off the ropes. Okay? He was tired. He was gassed. He looked like he wanted to quit. Okay? You might not say that you want to quit, but your body language tells you that, hey, you want to quit, especially if he's getting punched the way he's punching. And Wilder, for one thing, he didn't have the experience to hold like he's supposed to cover up. He could lay over because he's used to being the taller guy in the room, so he could lean on those shorter guys that he was fighting if he got in any trouble. Like example, Ortiz, he was able to lean on him and the referee gave him ample time. Okay? Now, my question is, why are the Wilder fans so mad at Mark Breland where they had every advantage that they possibly could have? They had the judges and they had the referee. Let's call it like we see it. Kenny Bayless was there to balance out what goes on in that fight. Oh, make no mistake about it. All the behind the head punches, all the fouls, and it was at least 4 or 5, and I'll talk about that later. But Kenny Bayless was meant to be there because he had to referee it a certain way. Okay? And I seen that coming in. I seen how they turned a blind eye to certain fouls that Wilder done. But anyway, back to Mark Breland. Mark Breland, I think he did a hell of a job. I think he did it because he was concerned about his fighter. You don't let a fighter going in there and getting beat like Deontay Wilder was getting beat. He was getting his ass whooped, people. He was getting beaten, okay? And it just wasn't funny anymore. He was bleeding everywhere. He's bleeding out the eye, the mouth, the nose, the ears. Dude, you can't make this up. Why would people want him to go out there? And if you're really fans of Deontay Wilder, real talk, if you're really fans of him, you would have agreed with that. Winning or trying to save face is not the only importance. It's your health. It's your physical condition. Deontay Wilder said it himself. We risk our lives in there. And, honestly, this is one of those fights that could have went away. It already went away that no one thought it was going to go. A lot of people thought it wouldn't go. But this could have been another whole different situation had that fight continued. Had that fight continued, we would have had a fighter, possibly a vegetable state or knocked out or any other thing or in a worse state. Okay. Because the strange thing happens to the human body. A lot of people, if you don't know anything about boxing, when you're boxing, your adrenaline's up, even when you're hurt. That's a fact. Okay. Now, the pain and the inflammation and all that doesn't start to swell until your adrenaline goes down, your adrenaline level lowers, then everything starts to swell. Then your body tries to recuperate. Then it actually deals with the punishment that your body took. In this case, if you're getting hit in the head, you know, his whole ear was swollen down here. It was making a swell line down his ear. When things start happening cerebrally, you're swelling, okay? It starts to swell. That can cause brain swells, you know, all other cerebral inflammation in your brain. You got problems, and that's how a lot of fighters die, because what happens, their brain swells, they fall into a coma, and they die. We didn't want that for Deontay Wilder. I didn't want that for anybody. I didn't want that for the 4 deaths last year. I don't want that for this year. You know, especially someone like Deontay Wilder that has his whole life in front of him. He has 7 kids. You know, the WBC belt isn't everything. It just goes to show you, once you compete on a certain level, this is what you're going to deal with. You know, so I don't see why the Wilder fans are the way they are, you know, and it just really shows, are you really true Wilder fans at all? Do you care for his well-being the way he was taking punishment? That's the question you ask yourself. Sometimes you have to step out of the realm of competition and really see what's going on. Or is it something else besides the realm of competition that you're referring to, or what you're after? You know, it could be something else. It could be race driven or something else. And I think a lot of that is, you know, with Wilder fans, or so-called quote unquote Wilder fans. But Mark Breland, no, I think he did a great job. I think he did it because he cared for his fighter. He's seen people hurt time and time again. It's nothing cool about taking punishment. Floyd Mayweather Jr. will tell you that himself, in the way Deontay Wilder was getting battered around that ring, and his body language, his legs were stiffening up. He didn't have his legs. His equilibrium was off. He wasn't in a position to take care or defend himself. So that was a good stoppage, you know, or should I say, that was a good reason for Mark Breland to throw in the towel. So I support Mark Breland and his decision. You guys tell me what you think. Please leave your comments below. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.